Hey, it's Mac from Plumbing Deals, back for part 2 of our little sump pump series. Last time we were here, we installed a new Zoeller sump pump, redid a good chunk of the discharge line, and installed a check valve. We realized at the end of that video that there was some debris in the bottom of the sump pit that was getting caught in our check valve. So today, we're going to install the Zoeller pump stand. It's a nice little accessory that we can throw in to the pit that'll actually raise our sump pump up and allow for that gravel to not get sucked into our discharge and caught in our check valve. So really simple. All the tools we'll need for it, basically just a Sawzall or whatever you want to cut your PVC with. We'll need an 1.5 inch coupling and some glue and primer and a tape measure, of course. Then the next thing we're going to do is install a lid on this sump pit. I don't know where the original lid went, but we have kind of a traditional sump pump lid with the cutout. This is designed to kind of sit and lock into place. Pretty cool if that works for your style of sump pit that's in your basement. The other kind of sump lid that's really common is one like this. So this is basically all thin plastic. There's several knockout holes here, and this allows you to kind of set your sump pit up so that you can easily do the knockout, have your discharge line come through it, and then you're able to screw this down into the pit. Just depends on what kind of sump pit you have installed in your home in terms of which one you'll end up going with. This part is this comes with all the hardware to screw it down. For this particular sump pit, actually, our first lid is going to end up being the best choice for this. So we'll throw that on right in the end. But let's take a look at what has fallen in the sump pit since we left. All right, so it looks like one red ball has somehow managed to end up in our sump pit. I'm going to fish that out real quick. With the new pump stand we're installing, it's only going to raise the pump up about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. This really should make it so the pump doesn't cycle as often. You just want to make sure that we have that big 4-inch pipe sticking into the sump pit. That is going to end up dumping water in from the storm system of the home. As long as you're below that with your sump float, should be all good. All right. I'm just going to run the sump just a little bit to drain some of the water down. We'll unplug the sump. Always use a backer. So at the moment, our check valve's working exactly like it should, where it's actually shutting and sealing, which is why once I kind of broke this out, no water ended up leaking there. Don't lose your gasket for these valves, especially for the PVC unions. Super important to have. I'm getting a little drip there. So if I were to push up on this, a ton of water would come out. I kind of want to do it. Oh yeah. So that's how a check valve is supposed to work, so water doesn't continuously go back into your sump pit. All right, so we got our pump out of the pit. This is the stand. It comes with this guide and a hose clamp and a single screw. So the idea basically is our sump pit is going to sit right on the stand facing our discharge line with the angled part of our stand. This guide then gets affixed to the pipe with the hose clamp. It'll slide through here, and then you secure it with the screw through this. So I actually forgot one tool. We'll definitely need a drill to be able to get that through, but I got one of those handy, not a big deal. So once that's on, then we can kind of figure out the height difference from where our check valve is. All right, so we're gonna get our hose clamp around our pipe. And we're just gonna use a nut driver to come through and tighten this. The gunk that's in this pit is so gnarly and slimy, weirdly. So we wanna make sure that when we tighten this, that our extra bit of the hose clamp doesn't interfere with our float. That'll create problems for you down the road. So we're just gonna get that on the other side and tighten it over here. All right, there we go. This screw, you don't need to drill a pilot for. It'll just go in nice and easy. Now we'll drop this back in, check our height difference, and cut our line. All right, we'll lower the whole thing back down into the pit. Just want to make sure it's sitting in there nice and pretty, and check our height difference. So we want to make it So our flange for our union is right here. So we're going to shave the pipe down just a bit, and then to make life easy, so I don't have to be bent over the entire time, I'm going to cut the line here and add our coupling. Also makes it so I don't have to remove any of my zip ties. So we'll pull this guy up, give it a cut, take a measurement, and go from there. I want to leave enough room to be able to get our glue coupling on this section of the PVC. We're going to reuse this because I don't have another union. We're just going to cut this part down some. Make sure you get rid of any of your burrs or anything else here that'll prevent getting you a nice clean joint. Then we can kind of see that's what that would look like perfectly set up there, which looks pretty good by eye. All right, so we're going to use our primer fitting. Let that hang for a second. Get both ends of the pipe. And then come on with a little glue. We're gonna hold a little bit of pressure on this, and then it'll just take a minute to cure. The manual way. I need another bucket. Another important thing you should do before testing the sump pump is make sure your union is tight. You don't want to leak from there. So we're going to go here, get our other backer here. Shouldn't need much. Now let's get our last bucket in. Oh. And the check valve closes perfectly. Beautiful. Now that we have our stand in, we have our coupling in, everything's kind of in place, we're going to come in here and just slide our sump lid right over the pit. You see, it's not a perfect fit, but it's certainly better than what they had. I don't know what this hose goes to, so I'm going to grab a couple of zip ties and zip tie this hose. I might be able to even slide it in. This should help prevent stuff like that red ball from falling in the pit, as well as other debris and stuff from just general wear and tear and house use in the pit. And makes it a little harder for a kid to fall in. That's cool. Pretty much mission accomplished. If you guys have any questions, feel free to get a hold of us over at plumbingdeals.com. You can always call us at 888-682-5956 or use live chat on the site. Thanks.